Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rahara Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles, and the elder bishops from Great Millstone for teaching us the truth among other things. Shalom to the Seer Akim across the world, pushing the truth and sincere and the hopeful elect. And shalom to the few sisters that are listening. Shalom. So, I came across this video about these people that Trump basically sent out in America to pick up these people, man. And what you see here, this is probably Issachar, the Latin tribe, and they get picked up by ICE, basically, because they are so-called immigrants or so-called illegal. And we've been warning the people this is the part of Jacob's trouble, man. And you're thinking now it's only with our people, but their own people gonna catch hell also. Esau Edom gonna catch hell also with these things, man. And we've been warning people like, hey, don't follow for these tricks of thinking you're living in this land and nothing will happen to you, man. Because eventually, like Ecclesiastes 7:7 says, like, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroy the heart. It shows you, like, hey, we get oppressed in the land, man. And if you think about it, whose land is this? This is the land of Issachar. This is the land of the Native Americans. They were there already, man. They've been living in that land, and now you're calling them immigrants in their own land. Now they need to show you ID. But this is the time that starts with Jacob's trouble, man. And this is just the simple things that still start standing. Here you're working hard for your family to succeed, to pay for the things. And you know these are hard-working people. Nobody gonna do these things. But you see how the guy grab his hand, right? So he will not flee. You understand already that that's irritating in itself if somebody grabs you like that, man. And oppress you like that. And don't run away, I have you here strong, man. But it shows you that this is not our rest, like Micah 2:10 says, man. This is not the rest. This is not our rest. We have no peace. We have no rest. The moment we're gonna have rest is when Yahweh Basham Yeshai comes back. So I want to show you this picture with the image with sound, and then have a couple scriptures, and also have some other things lined up for this. So let me wait till it starts at 1:44. You just see these people working hard, man. And then you have these people putting... You see the people are putting hands on them, man. For no damn reason. Because they're so-called illegal. Let me play the video from the beginning. So he's asking for his ID. You see how he grabs him by the hand? You already know you're not going to grab you tight.
No tiene nada para estabilizarse. No. No tiene nada. No me lo hace.
nowadays you're gonna think everybody can come on with a suit and tie, call it like that, and can arrest your ass for basically telling you like I'm the ICE, I'm this. You're gonna see a lot of videos coming out with people random. Soon you're gonna see a lot of videos coming out with people random pretending to be ICE, eventually ain't ICE, and do all kind of wickedness with Jacob, man. Because all these ideas what they have, you see people how easily they fall for the trick. I show you ID, or come with me, throw you in a fan, beat your ass up. You don't know, but all these things are going to happen, man. People are gonna start being worse and worse. So you gotta be mindful that we are in captivity. As Jacob descendant, we are in captivity, man. You gotta be circumspect. Right now it's high time to wake out of sleep, because our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. Roughly paraphrasing, this is Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyed the heart. You know, this are people of Trump, man. And he is raising these things up. Nero is raising these things up, man. Because he wants everybody eventually under his, under the New World Order, man. This has already been talking about Klaus Schwab. He's been saying like New World Order needs to come. So eventually they want under their rulership, man. So they don't want you to think or to breathe, basically. They want to make you so-called happy. You ain't gonna be happy. You're gonna be miserable for your life, man. 8. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patience in the spirit is better than the proud in the spirit. Be not hasty in thy spirit, to be angry, for anger rested in the bosom of fools. So we also understand we ain't supposed to be quick of anger, man. But oppression maketh a wise man. You already knowing like you are pressed in this. It doesn't matter where you are, man. Every land that we go, the Jacob descendants has problems with people, man. We've been calling names, all kind of names, man. And that will not stop till the Most High will come. Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Yeah, because it is polluted. With what it is polluted? The philosophies of this world is polluted, the air polluted, everything. But it is not our rest, because we're not home. And let me read it in Micah 2:10 NLT. Up, be gone, this is no longer your land, and home. So it is not our home, it's not our land. For you have filled it with sin and ruined it completely. So it is completely, because the world is upside down. It is polluted. It has no normal boundaries anymore, man. So let me get this one also. Let me see. Let me do this real quick. Check this one. Go into. Let me check real quick. This is Sirach 20. No, that's not the one I want. No, that's not the one that I want. The other one going again. This is Sirach 20. Let me check. So, like, bear with me for a moment. I went here, Sirach 20. Present and gifts blind the eyes of the wise, and 29. Presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise, and stop up his mouth, that he cannot reprove. yeah, that's basically going into a gift destroy the heart. And yeah, you can explain this also, but it's not the one that I want to have. But all these things what America is giving you so-called free, hey, it blinds your eyes. You ain't supposed to walk with that, man. Wisdom that is hid and treasures that is hoarded up. What profit is it them both? But that's not the one I don't want. Let me go. Let me check one. I had another one that I want. I'm thinking about the one that I want, but I cannot. It will not pop up in my mind right now, so I will leave it for now, and then Yawaratasa, it will come back later if the spirits reveal it to me. Yeah, because you gotta understand also the time period that we're going in, and I want to read also 2nd Esdras 15, because that's also something that we're going to see, and I have articles that I have. So 2nd Esdras 6 and 27. For evil shall be put out, and the seed shall be quenched. For evil shall be put out, and the seed shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And when he talked with me, behold, I looked by a little and little upon him, before whom I stood. And these words said he unto me, I am come to show thee the time of the night to come. No, it's not the scripture that I want. Let me go to 2nd Esdras 15. Let me go straight to that. So this is 2nd Esdras 15. Let me start it at 1. And then I want to get the things that I have lined up. Let me start at 1 and then jump down. 2nd Esdras 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. And that's a prophecy also that we're talking about Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah, where we're talking about Jacob's trouble. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imagination against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So all the people that don't believe, they're going to die in their own beliefs, basically. And we that believe in Yahweh Shemshai will be delivered, man, eventually. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And this is soon coming to happen, because you're going to understand, when the new world order needs to come true, they're going to push famine. They're going to push also the wealth system, the health system. What does that cause? Death also. Sword, destruction, people going to kill each other. World War III. All these things are going to happen. 6, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth. And that's in the time period where we're right now. The whole world is polluted. Wickedness is thriving and getting harder. And their heartful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. So you see, Most High is turning up the oven, basically, and making sure, like, hey, I'm going to touch them. I ain't holding my tongue anymore. Which they profane and commit, neither will I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Basically, we can jump down, but first I want to get the articles out to get a clearer understanding. So bear with me for a moment. Look, here I have some things. I asked ChatGPT certain things. Asked him about what Klaus Schwab has said about the New World Order, and what does he think about what is the way to do things. So he came out with a list first, because I asked him first what is the basic steps to create the New World Order, and that was here. I ain't gonna read everything, but I just wanted to scroll through it. So here was my question: how a new world order might be brought into being, the collapse of the current order, and step by which a new one could be constructed. There is no single accepted blueprint for how a so-called new world order and might come into effect, but for analysts of geopolitical and financial trends, one can piece together plausible mechanism and steps by which the current global order could be established, and then a new one implanted. Below is a summary of those mechanisms plus steps with caveats. Basically step by step. Okay, cool. Financial monetary collapse. For example, the dominance of the US dollar as the global reserve currency is under pressure. The weakening of the dominance will fracture the global financial system and created opportunities for new block and rules. That's what you get, the crypto, all these things, because the dollar needs to collapse. It needs to fall to create the new world order. Economic crisis. A severe economic downturn or collapse in major economies could undermine confidence in the existence institutional framework, trade, regulation, global governance, and open the door for a new system. Let me see. Jumping down, technical, systemic, financial systems, supply chains, global network are highly interconnected. So systemic shock propagation becomes easier. So also technology, finance system, all let them crash, and eventually you start over. That's why you get the BRICS, all these things. Okay, cool. Step B. Step or phrase in bringing a new world order. 2. Major shock event could be a finance crash. And this is very important. Financial crash. Large-scale war. And that's what they busy with now. War. Creating war. And then you need the new currency to push in also. Conflict, also a lot of things going by conflict. Research or supply chain collapse, major currency crisis. Everywhere you're gonna have a crisis, right? Breaking down the whole system. Internet will crash. So hey, we don't know the money anymore, so we need to start all over. Everything is a reset. That's why it calls a big reset. Everything needs to be reset. And that's what you're gonna have, the wealth, health, all these things. We start over, and if you're not down with the system, you are not allowed to start with the system. Let me see, another one. This is okay. Role C. Role of wealth, finance. Massive debt, financial fragility can trigger the collapse of the old order. Control of monetary system, reserve currency, payment rails gives major power and ability to set the rules of the new world order. Yeah, so also wealth is very important. If you trigger the people on their wealth, hey, people need to go to the hospital. People want to have food. All these things is going to wealth, man. It's financial. I cannot pay my mortgage anymore, so you get a lot of stress. You cannot go to the doctor because hey, you don't have no. You're not inclined with the system. So yeah, we need to cut you off. All these things are coming. D, implication and what to watch. Watch SWIFT, the reserve currency standard, and you see a lot of currency coming back. So yeah, then I asked also, but I go later into that. Then I asked, like I told you, what Klaus Schwab have said. Salaki. And basically the New World Order key, how do you say it? Mechanics, yeah, tongue twister for me, of collapse, financial and monetary instability, economic crisis and debt collapse, breakdown of global institution, geopolitical realignment, and raising alternative alliance, technological, all these things you need to basically create a new world order, and we just went through it. So the role of wealth, finance, like steps in transition, all these things you need. And this is what is coming out of the world, the new world order, basically. So going back, a couple of things more that I have. So I asked him, are there articles about people sleeping on the street? Because I saw an article came by about people not allowed to sleep on the street anymore. So homeless people need to go to a shelter. And this is starting from 2024 already with news articles that people are not allowed to sleep on the street. So let me go first to this article. Then I asked him also, like, hey, is the articles of 2025 right now? So this is an article from 2024, March 20, 2024. And it reads, Florida homeless to be banned from sleeping in public places under the DeSantis Becket law. Florida's homeless will be banned from sleeping on sidewalks and in parks and other public spaces under a law signed Wednesday by Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. It also promised the homeless greater access to service for issues such as substance abuse and mental health problems. But what are they doing? They created that you have no excuse to sleep on the street. You need to be with their system or basically be cut off. So you have no excuse to that you can go nowhere. That's how you get total control of the people, even the homeless people. Because you gotta understand, the people that living on the street, they know how to survive. They know how to get food. But if you target them also, hey, they have no way to go. You want to stay homeless? Okay, we cut you out of the city. There's no way you can go and to come and basically live under our rules. We are the powers. That's what they're saying. We have the way. So going on, the State Department of Children and Families would oversee local governments that set up designated areas for the homeless to camp for up to a year under the new law, which take effect October 1. Anyone using those encampments would be prohibited from using alcohol or legal drugs. So they want them so-called natural state of mind again, and then they can reprogram them. And also you have these things with the Walmart, right? That they closing all the Walmarts. What do you think they using it for? FEMA camps? All these things? You gotta understand what they're doing with these so-called things, man. They're gonna put people in the shelters, man. With sanitation and security to be provided. The encampment would be created if local homeless shelters reached maximum capacity. According to the news release from the governance office, the law required regional entities to provide necessary behavioral treatment as a condition of a county or city created an encampment. Allowing the homeless to camp in public spaces affects the local quality of life. Yeah, and if you're looking at LA and a bunch of these places in America, you see homeless getting worse and worse, man. People using crazy drugs, see them standing like for hours on one spot, hanging like zombies. This is normal in certain places in LA. Before that, it was very a rich place, man. So let me finish this. Quality of life can be nuisance of business and make it more difficult to deliver them needed service because they are scattered. The Saints and the other supporters of the measure said at a news conference in Miami Beach. So yeah, they say, I think it's absolutely the right balance to strike. The Saints said, we want to make sure we put public safety above all else. Yeah, you know already there's a lot of bull crap, man. So here, I asked him eventually, are there articles in 2025 also? Let me see if this is from 2025. So yeah, this is articles from 2025, February 27, 25. Queensland Council moves the evicted homeless people from park with public camping ban. So even they started, right? And then you have the AP News, March 28, also 2025, I believe. This is also March 2025, March 28. Oregon City at heart of High Court homelessness ruling blocked from enforcing camping ban. So also here, unless those conditions are met, the order bars the city from sitting, arresting or fining people from camping on public property, from forcing people to leave campsites, from removing campsites that are not clearly abandoned, or from prohibiting camping in most city park. So they slowly cleaning it up, right? Then if you have the Seacron, Houston City Council puts 24-hour ban on lying down on sidewalks. This is July 16, April 7. Affluent New Jersey City consider controversial ordinance that will be fine. Let me check that. But it shows you Jacob's Trouble is around the corner, man. They speeding up these times, man. So how can I get this? No, I don't want to allow ads. Yeah, let me skip this one then. But it shows you that Jacob's Trouble is there, man. It is coming. That's why I showed you the image, the news image, what you saw from the probably Issachar, that they getting oppressed, man. But we keep on warning your people that to turn back to Yahweh Hashem Messiah before it's too late, because you're gonna have this problem and it's gonna get worse and worse. That's why we're talking about the FEMA camps, all these things. Second Esdras 15, 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw at night, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. That's why you see all these things with Donald Trump pushing his ICE people, basically. Hey, they come with protection. You saw guns on the shoulders of the people, man. But you're using also regular cops, basically. And the majority of these people, you see them basically all so-called white people, man. But eventually, also the so-called white people gonna catch hell. Their own people gonna catch hell. But you gotta understand, it's very focused on Jacob's trouble, man. With swords in their hands. 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard the king nor the princes, and the curse of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall decide to go into a city, and shall not be able. So eventually that's also gonna be cut off. You ain't gonna go to the city. They're gonna block you from everywhere you're gonna go, man. Martial law is coming. So eventually the World War III is coming to pop. So it is gonna be a hard time, and eventually MOTB, the microchip, is going to be introduced. And that's why you have the digital ID already, but eventually the MOTB is coming, and it's coming soon. For because of their pride, 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Behold, saith the Lord. Behold, saith Yahweh, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reference me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them. So eventually shit is going to come upon their own head, but it shows you even they're going to invade one another. So neighbors, best friends, everybody going to be turning to their basically upon each other, man. So that's why we keep on warning, like, hey, it's at the door, man. So be ready to understand this is high time to wake out of sleep. Shalom.